Everyone, Petal is Blessed here. I'm back today with another hair video for you guys, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I make my lace frontals. Now, I'm not a professional, but I just want to share with you how I do it. And the hair that I'll be featuring is a hair from the company called SVT Hair Company, and I have their Indian Body Wave, and these are the bundles here. Now the hair is soft, and here are the wefts. As you can see, it's thick. The bundles are thick, which is nice. And the hair is super soft. And this is the frontal hair. The frontal is very long. Oh, the lengths I have in are 20, 20, 18, 18-inch frontal, you guys. And the frontal looks very nice. It's not overly thick. It's not plucked. I don't believe it's plucked, but it's not all that thick. So it looks very nice. And the hairline looks really good. And the hair on the frontal is nice and soft. It feels so smooth in my hand. And here's the back of the frontal. Okay, so that's my frontal and my 3 bundles. So let's get into how I make my lace frontal wigs, you guys. Okay, here we have my mesh wig cap. I like doing my wigs on a mesh wig cap. And here is the frontal. Now we're going to take these 2 tabs and try and line them up with just below the ear part. And at the front here, we're going to bring the frontal a little bit over your wig cap. Line up the center of your frontal and bring it over the wig cap a bit. You don't want it being exactly on the wig cap at the front. It has to be a little bit over it. Then we're just going to put a T-pin right here to hold it in place. And then we're going to take the tabs at the side and line them up with our wig cap and add a T-pin to hold them in place also. Now we're just going to line up the other side and then add our T-pin. And now we're going to add a T-pin on the back part. Just make sure it's laying down as flat as possible. And now it's time to begin to sew on our frontal. Just gonna put the needle through, and each time you put the needle through, you're gonna loop the needle. So it helps to hold it securely in place. So you just put the needle in, put the thread around the needle, and pull it through. So you get a loop. Sorry, a little knot that secures the thread. Now we're just going to continue sewing all the way around to the other side of the frontal. Just for your attention, I work hard for it. Call me up right now, girl, I recover. When I realize that I've made a big mistake, choosing material things over. And now we're going to add our bundles, you guys, which I double the bundles as we sew them on. Till we get to the top, then we'll do single bundles. But all the way going up, we're going to double the bundles. And we're just going to sew back and forth, going all the way up till we get near to the top. I find it much easier with a frontal to sew because the frontal takes up a big portion of the front of the wig. So sewing the wefts on the back, it makes wig making much faster. When I had you, I was okay. I need you beside me. Girl, I need you beside me. I need you beside me. You beside me. You beside me. Beside me. You beside me. When I had you, I was okay. Though when we go out, Girl, I would wait for you like all day. Now I got a much different and now that we're at the top, what we're going to do now is take the bundles and start sewing them straight across the top. This way you won't have any bulk in your wig when you put it on because of the frontal. If you keep going in the loop, you'll have a big bulge in the top of your head. So when you reach the top, you cut the tracks and you make them single rows going across. Now, if you want, you can still fold the tracks here at the top, which I don't like it. I prefer doing single tracks going straight across. That way it's light, lay down flat on my head. Yeah. All my life I've been waiting for somebody like you. And now I see that nobody like you. Nowadays my life's like a hurricane, ran through a hurricane. But when I had you, I would say okay. I need you beside me. Yeah, girl, I need you beside me. Yeah. You beside me. You beside me. Yeah. You beside me. Beside me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You beside me. And now that we're all done, it's time to cut out the lace that's inside of our wig because we don't need this part. Now I'm just going to cut around the tab because this wig comes with the drawstrings. So I'm just cutting around the drawstring part and then I'll cut the rest of the mesh. Okay, here's the little parts for the drawstring, which I'll just take my needle and thread and just sew them back down onto the cap, secure them back down. And here's our finished unit, you guys. Our lace frontal wig. Yeah, it turned out nice. And the hair that I'm using, you guys, remember, is SVT Hair Company. And it's their Indian body wave hair. The hair is so super nice and soft, you guys. I'm going to leave a link below to SVT Hair. And you guys can go over and check them out. Their bundles are very reasonable. And this is the first time I'm trying Indian body wave. But I like it so far, yeah. So I am going to come back and show you guys how I pluck my frontal and also how I lay it down and give you my overall view of this hair. But so far, I love the texture. By how it feels very nice. And like I said, I'm going to leave the link below to SVT here. Just go over and check them out. And remember, I will be coming back to tell you more about this hair. Alright everyone, thank you so much for coming on and seeing how I make my lace frontal wigs. And remember, as always, stay blessed from Petal is Blessed. Bye bye everyone.